And that is where we stand in this matter. And this next election that are coming, we are going to look at persons, so not necessarily personality.
So with what has happened now, what does this portend for the party in the forthcoming elections?
God help them. It's the people that will determine. The parties will go on.
Hello and welcome to the John Mayaki Show on Bloomshare TV. I am Imi Salami. Today we're having a one-on-one with the former chairman of the defunct Owan local government area of Edo State, a businessman, politician, community leader, barrister and solicitor of the Supreme Court of Nigeria, Barrister Richard Ofen-imu. Thank you so much, sir, for your time.
Thank you so much.
Okay, we'll start on a very light note. A barrister, businessman, politician. So which comes first for you? Which do you favor more?
Barrister. That's my profession. Comes first before any other thing.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, I'm also in politics. I can say every person in Nigeria is a politician. Okay. But you mentioned just now, former chairman, Owan local government was in the different Bender states.
Oh,
so I was chairman of one local government before the bifurcation of the local government into West and East local governments.
Okay, sir.
Thank you so much.
Okay, when did your journey into politics begin and why politics? What interest were you seeking in politics?
Yeah, I come from a community where at that time my community is from Owan West. We call it Okuje community, and that community we didn't have roads, no light in that community. And I would say the whole of Uleha clan in the local government, which is made up of 6 of the electoral wards that make up the local government, is only Uzeba town and part of the Ariosi clan town that had electricity light. So the rest of the areas, they didn't have electricity. So to me, it was a challenge to improve the lives of the people and see what I could do, using the vehicle of politics to be able to improve the life of the people at that rural areas. So it was part of the drive that actually, made me get concerned about politics. But other than that, a Democrat is a Democrat. You are born into democracy. You are born into If you believe in you believe in some principles. As a lawyer, you believe in fairness, you believe in justice, and you want to do anything that can ensure that these principles are put in proper perspective.
Okay, so those things you set out to achieve, were you able to achieve?
Oh, I thank God so much. I will not speak for myself, but you could also ask the people of Owan West. I will say before I left local government, this is my community, I was able to ensure that they had NEPA lights.
Wow.
I also was able to ensure that, then we were able to award the road project that led to the community to the then Weather Maduna company, though it was not completed at that time because the government was short.
Oh.
Then in the other 6 wards that I said, the RUC community, I was also able to ensure that they had electricity light.
Yeah. Then
the other community that led from Uzeba, spanning over 7 kilometers, we also ensured that we were able to put the road through the intervention of DFRI, the local community, and the then local government. We were able to set it up. And before we left office, all the cables, conductors that would make that project were put in place. So the chairman that eventually came and ensured that they had light only just put in the transformer and commissioned the project.
Oh,
so basically, I feel satisfied.
Okay.
That I was able to at least achieve some of those driving things that made me venture into politics at that time. Not that we completed all, because I would have wanted more for our people, more better things for our people. And the politics we played in those days is not the one they play now.
No.
Politics was based on integrity, what you can do for the people. Imagine me just leaving youth service and I got into politics. And I became local government chairman. It was based on my political family pedigree and what the youth then, believed that I could do for them.
Okay. You were in charge of the local government that, should I say, was a 2-in-1 local government, because now we have Owan.
Yes, I was also the first local government chairman in Owan West. When it was bifurcated, we went back for elections in Owan West. Luckily, I built the secretariat in Sabogida Oratu. I think it was the first to be built in the state. Okay. You could ask even the whole of the everybody will say, I spent only 18 months as local government chairman. I can boast what I did in 18 months, local government chairmen that have gone there for 8 years are not able to achieve what I did in 18 months.
And why is that?
Because I had the drive, and I also had to that, well, politics about service to the people. A selfless commitment to the people, and I could go on mentioning, even over many years, I could go on mentioning the number of projects we were able to achieve during that period. I was able to light up all these communities in Northern West with street lighting. Those that didn't have roads, we tried to make sure they had roads. I was a local government. I think by now, no one ever gave bursaries to students in higher institutions. I gave during my time. So students in higher institutions all over the country that came from Owen West, that were of Owen West origin, benefited from bursary from my from the
that's so beautiful. So is it that it's as a result of lack of funding or lack of people-oriented projects? Because local government is supposed to be government at the grassroots, yes, to reach the people. But now we barely hear about local governments. All we know is the federal government, the state government, no effectiveness. So how do we turn that around so we could have more effective local government?
Yes, I was a local government chairman elected by the people, and I had my commitment to the people. But these days, you hardly have local government chairmen that will say they are truly elected by the people. Most of them, I think, I won't want to say that is appointment. Okay. During that time, we had some quasi, what I would call we on our own, so to some extent, we had some level of autonomy within the local government. And we know that we had governor then. My governor then was Governor Oyegun, was governor of Edo State during that period when I was chairman of local government. And as such too, the challenge then, there was that competition. What you do in this local government, the other local government chairman want to do it because you were there to satisfy the people. Even you were there to even deny yourself of things that would have gotten to you. I remember throughout my period, the only official car I had was the car I used throughout the period. We didn't have to go and change the car. And salaries of workers before 23rd of the month, salaries of workers were paid. Whether the allocation came or not, because we saved for it. We went into other projects that I cannot just maybe start to mention here. Yes, because time will not just maybe allow us to do them. But if we can just mention some, we also fell to that fine. Then we set up what we call the Owen West Development Company. Many of them didn't have that foresight. We set up a transport company before I left. I had more than 7 brand new vehicles running. We set up poultry farms. We're trying to go into cassavita, plants and things like that. And these things were just like, but by the time we left office,
no maintenance culture.
Yeah, no maintenance culture, and the man who had the dream, the focus, was no longer there, and everybody came and the whole thing went down the drain. But you can ask today in Owen West local government, not just from me, ask from people in the street, they will say, when Barrister Ofen-imu left the local government, it's like he took the keys of the local government away with him. So it was a matter of commitment, discipline, and you being giving everything to ensuring that the people got better in the local government. And I thank God for God using me. That tomorrow I feel proud when I enter the local government. You see those who work with me, all of them are excited. They want to shake hands with me. Can give an occasion. There was a certain time a local government chairman was in place. I did go, there was a function, and I entered the place. Oh, all the staffs, they kept on raining my praises, and the local government chairman felt very little thereafter. So that is gain. That is one of those things you also enjoy when you have done well. But I thank God for God using me during that period to do what I did for our people.
Yeah, it's such a pity that such laudable projects would just go to waste like that. So how can the people come in to hold leaders accountable, to hold them responsible so as to continue people-oriented projects?
And the problems are these, that government seems to have been taken away from the people. The leaders now elect people whom they want there. So and I saw the leaders dictate to them what they want. Like during my time as local government chairman, I made sure that if we are going to award contracts in a ward, the contract got to people in the ward. So that the ward people, I say, go and hold them accountable if the man doesn't do the job. Is that what happens now? Most times those jobs, I think now, most jobs are not done through maybe direct labors, and I think, I don't know, the labors, the leaders themselves, I think they dictate what happens. And to some extent, I think the local governments in Nigeria today, not just only in Edo State, just like an appendage of the state government, of the state government.
So it seems you've been quiet for a while. So what has been happening?
Yeah, not really too quiet, but looking at things and saying those ideals are no longer there. Wow. The politics have changed, society has changed, and everybody has looked at politics as a money-making venture. Everybody wants to come. Those that used to know, if you are not even grassroots, you are not from the people, will not vote for you. You give them money, they will not take. They will take your money, but they won't vote for you. They will look for their own person and say, "This is the man we wanted." I ran a local government. I became chairman. Ran in a primaries where the state party chairman, the local government chairman of the party was anti-me. The secretary of the party was anti-me, but I won the primaries because I went to the people. And I won the primaries. I wake up in the morning, after going to court in the morning, we're about 12 of us running then one local government. Wake up in the morning, go to court. After I finish from court, in the evening, I start my campaign from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. I'll go to your house, knock your door. We'll have a discussion. We'll discuss. Day after, those people who didn't like me, they became like fathers to me. So that's how it has been. So to some extent, things have changed radically. Everybody you go to today, you say, okay, you want their vote, they will first ask you, what have you brought? Why? Because the people have been mostly deceived. Politicians come, they ask you, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. At the end of the day, they never get these things done. So people now say, okay, I want to have my own first, but that shouldn't be the attitude. Things has to change in this country.
Okay. Let's quickly talk party politics, your APC. A lot of internal wranglings during the primaries and all of that, some candidates complained about imposition, and you are one of the stalwarts who kicked against imposition, giving automatic tickets. So why did you take that position?
Because I feel that what is good for the goose is good for the gander. I also felt too that in a democracy, you give people level playing grounds. I want to give an instance. Like in my local government, they came up with those people who went to the House for Assembly before should not come in. They should be given free ticket. Any other person shouldn't give you opportunity of running. I said, that is not democracy. Everybody should give you opportunity to run. If you had the ticket before you were sent to the House for Assembly, one way or the other, you didn't get inaugurated, that relates to the internal politics. As far as I'm concerned, is that when you vote for somebody, the person goes to the House, is supposed to go to the House for Assembly. It is only the people of the local government that has a right to say, okay, don't go for the inauguration. Shouldn't be that you stay out of the inauguration. That our local government didn't do. But some leaders, maybe certain person just feel. There's no government. Let me say I'm an APC president. There's no governor in this state. There's no governor in this country that will come out and we want to have what the one way or the other is say in the affairs of their state assemblies. Though it's not the proper thing to do, but most times it has been a kind of, culture. Something that had been going on within even in the local government system. Local government chairman wants to know who is the speaker and the other. So I don't share any blame with any person who says, look, one way or the other, I want to be sure of somebody who wants to be there in the place. So that one came up and the party came up with the principle. Those 14 members on the House are playing that they didn't return should be given automatic ticket. Some of them, they wanted to deny them forms. Like I was supporting Victoria in my local government was running for the House of Assembly, and they said they won't give her form. I had to do a petition. So why going to give her a form? Why would you give her form to run? If you use the instrumentality of the party to ensure that she wins, whether you support your candidates. I support my candidate. But thank God I was the only leader in the local government that came up strong, and I gave her all the support I needed to give her. It did to the primaries before they went to Abuja. They said her name was, she moved from that she was not cleared. But then she went through. In fact, they didn't give her form. She had to go to Abuja to collect forms. Wow. Is that fairness? Is that fairness? Well, At the end of the day, the primaries that they held it around 11 a.m. in the morning, 11 a.m. in the night, because the people from Abuja didn't come in time. And before then, all the delegates were put in one of the leaders' house in the local government, member of the House of Reps and so on, and there was a lot of indoctrination. This was what the party said, this was what the party said, and they were majorly intimidated. I want to say that if the primaries are held when it was supposed to be by 9 a.m., possibly they would have been, the people's choice would have emerged. But all the same, we have a candidate for the House of Assembly, which is the party candidate. Okay. It behoves on all members of the party to so support the candidate. And that is where we stand in this matter. And this next election that are coming, we are going to look at persons, so not necessarily personality.
So what?
Because I have believed in one. People will say, "Oh, this is what the party said." I say, "Yes, this is what the party said." Does the party make people, or is the people that makes the party?
Yeah.
It's people that makes the party. So to me, it is what the people want that should prevail. And it is what the people want that the party should do.
So with what has happened now, what does this portend for the party in the forthcoming elections?
God help them. It's the people that will determine. The parties will go on. Then we want to draw that back to the national convention that happened. Suddenly my name appeared. I was a member of the, what is supposed to be a national delegate. In the last convention, I did go to Abuja, but you won't believe a lot of maneuvers happened there. And before we went into the place to say we vote and this thing, the state chairman and the state secretary of the party came and started to remove our names from this thing. Yes, they replaced the names and so on. But I remember, if you still check it tomorrow, the list that was authorized by the by the National Working Committee of the party, our names were the names that were there, that were circulated. But they changed all these things, and they went on, they voted for them. I don't know a party that would see somebody like the Vice President, that has all the attributes. Because of politics, I don't know what it's all about. They went on, they voted their choice. May Nigerians accept the choice of APC. In my prayers.
So quickly, did your party chairman address that issue? Why your name was removed from?
I think there were some misgivings that there was this senator, Senator Ali Mikena, who was a senator representing Do Not, who left the party. They said we were part of the people he introduced into the list. Because he left the party, there were some misgivings. So every person that came through him, their names should be altered. Not knowing that we are stakeholders in the local government. I wouldn't say there's no one man that's an island, but I think we still have a lot to offer to any political party, any political bent that would take in the local government.
So does that mean the party leadership didn't do their thorough investigation, due diligence to know those who are stakeholders, those who are grassroots politicians? Well, in a political setup, most times that people think of what is their gains. These are people that are for me. These people may not be what are my interests. So I think it's a bad interest. Okay. It's a bad interest, and it's a bad cabals, whether you like it or not, in politics. And I don't know, even the state chairman of the party, Ofen-imu, with all due respect, I think some of us have been in politics before now. Say some are babies in this game. We've met us in this game, one way or the other, were castrated, they put in their state chairman of the party. I wish them luck and I wish them the best. There was one when you spoke with a member of your party. He was aggrieved too. He had his his grievances and all of that, and he was like, some of these politicians, they come into politics as a retirement plan, not like they are grassroots politicians. They see it as a retirement plan. So that aside, quickly, let's go to the federal level. The rumor is that your presidential candidate would feel it would be a Muslim ticket, and then some are like, if it's a Muslim ticket, he wouldn't get the votes from the south. Then if he picks a Christian, the north wouldn't give him their votes. So what's your take on this?
You have answered it. What you have said, you said the event speaks for itself. And two, you see that at the time the northern governors, they all came together, and they said it should be the Tinubu, Asiwaju Tinubu. They orchestrated it, and they came up to also say too that the man should pick, I don't know. At least for now, what we have now, there is a Muslim vice presidential ticket for the APC. It means there's a Muslim ticket that is running. They may know, they may have their own agenda. There are certain agendas, the northern agenda, certain of them is beyond the agenda of the political party. We just hope that the northern agenda can be subsumed under the agenda of the party.
Okay. So,
I don't know if I've answered your questions.
We'll leave it there. We can't end this discussion without touching on the judiciary. Yes, we have a new acting Chief Justice, Justice Olukayode.
Yes.
And, you know, the circumstances surrounding the resignation of Justice Tanko, accusations here and there. Don't you think this is this has tainted the image of the judiciary that, you know, the common man sees as his last hope?
I don't think it has tainted the image of the judiciary. I think it has even added more, you know, relevance, more support for the judiciary, and more obedience to the judiciary. If a man has been accused of certain things and honestly he came out and he resigned, it shows that he wants to at least safeguard the judiciary.
Yes, but his reason, the reason he put forth was on health grounds.
Yes. Yeah. He may put forth that reason on health grounds. Maybe the on health grounds, that's why you are not been able to administer the judiciary as it ought to be. Because health has a telling effect, you know, on any person. Maybe he said maybe on health grounds, there were certain petitions too that were written by the judges, and the 14 judges came out of the Supreme Court, wrote some petitions, and I think maybe because of his health conditions, you know, flowing from his reasons for going. Maybe because of health conditions, he's not able to at least, you know, perform some of those important duties
and all of that.
Let's look at if allowances. Yes, maybe you is not active enough to ensure, say, as a chief judge of the country, is not the one to pay the allowances. They have an accounting system, but it's for the chief judge to cross-check from the accountant and say, this one has been done. Maybe if he's sick, he's not able to do it.
Okay.
That's the way I want to rationalize it. But all the same, I think it's good enough for our country, it's good enough for our judiciary. It's the last hope of the common man, and I think the judiciary is still what anybody should look up to in Nigeria as addressing any wrong within our society.
Thank you so much, sir. Last words from you.
Well, is to wish everybody well, wish the country well, and pray that the next elections, 2023, should be a rank-or-free elections, and that Nigerians should go out and vote for a personality, a person that will ensure that this country have a new rebirth.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
This is it for now. Until next time, where we'll bring you another guest. I am Imi Salami. Thank you.